What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of The Function. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. And we are on part 2 of how to overcome your fears. Last week we talked about making sure we face our fears, and we gave a couple of tips on how to do that. I gave some examples of, my door knocking experience, selling Medicare for the first time. And my goal here again is just to make sure as men we become better pillars in our society. And don't forget to like this content, subscribe, and share it with men out there who are just in a bad place, or maybe they need some extra motivation, or they just want to have content to just help them get better and improve and continue to grow. So part 2 is going to be about utilizing our resources. And I'm going to give you an example of this because I remember it took me probably 8 months to start this switch from Anchor to YouTube. And I know that sounds crazy, but I had a hard time, just doing this. I was looking at my resources, thinking to myself, well, I live in a one-on-one apartment with my wife. I don't have enough space to record. I don't have enough resources. I don't have the right camera, the right anything. I did a lot of analysis paralysis, what they call it, and I just always found every excuse not to get started. Instead of looking at the resources I have, I just didn't get going. And I did this for probably, I want to say, over a year, because I was recording all my podcast episodes on Anchor, but I just didn't do anything else outside of Anchor. And my one friend, he said, man, why don't you just put your episodes on YouTube? And I'm like, yeah, you're right, I should. And I just thought to myself, man, I don't got the right audio. No one's going to listen to me. I'm just going to stick to what I'm doing. I'm just going to be comfortable. And when I'm in the perfect place, then I'll get started. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I finally woke up. I had to transition to another job. It was unexpected. And I'm still selling Medicare, but at the same time, I wasn't prepared. And I was going to, transition into this format, but I was just making every excuse not to. I was like, I don't got the camera right. I was doing my audio recordings, but I was just taking it from Anchor and putting it on YouTube. I didn't want to show my face because I didn't feel like I had enough resources. And I started looking around my apartment. I'm like, wait a minute. I've got a computer. I've got lighting to help with the background and just, the video quality. I don't have to worry about my background right now in terms of like, oh yeah, there's a picture of my wife and some family. Like, who cares? Like, like, why am I worried about that? And I always kept bringing up the excuse of, well, I got to provide for my family. This thing's going to take time. I just made every excuse in the book that you can imagine. And I didn't think I had the resources to get started. And then fear said, hey, wait. Anyone can relate to this? I'm sure you can. You may feel like you don't have enough money to get started with a project, to get started with a YouTube page, to get, going and investing in some stuff or paying off debt. You might feel like, oh, I don't got any resources at all. But you do. And the problem is when we look at our resources and feel like we're lacking, we don't have enough, it's scarce, we never get started. We just make every excuse and we blindly believe that it's not going to happen right now because we got to wait for the right timing, right? The right situation. But we have to get past that. So the first thing we need to make sure of is that we have enough resources, that we have everything we need to get started with our dreams. As a man, you have everything you need at your disposal. You have the talent, you have the knowledge, and you have the ability to get started. You're there already. We can't wait for the perfect situation. That will never, ever take place. Anything that's ever gotten started, it was never perfect. Think about Amazon. Was it perfect when it got started? Go back to the 90s. The pictures was like I believe it was in a basement or office at home. Steve Jobs, iPhone, got fired, came back, right? His situation was never perfect. So just think about, your resource you have is what you need. I think we wait because we're like, I'm just going to procrastinate. It's just easier. I don't want to, deal with this fear. And the fear is like, eating you alive. You're like, man, I know I need to get started, but I'm just going to wait. I'm just keep waiting, milking the clock. And then we never do. So what I did to help myself, I guess you can say, it was more like avoiding, is I would play NBA 2K. That's how I just dealt with it. Because sometimes when we have this fear, we got to escape that reality. So we turn to something like watching Netflix. And these things aren't bad. I don't want to say these are bad things. I want to clarify that. But we do it so much that we avoid the root that's going on in our life. We don't deal with it. We just let it sit there and simmer. And then we make excuses like, I'm working all day. It doesn't make sense for me to work on another project. So I'm just going to chill out. And again, there's nothing wrong with chilling out. However, if we want something in life, it's going to require more out of us. It's going to require more time, more dedication, and more focus. So what I decided to do, and it's very extreme, I just threw out NBA 2K because I felt like it was taking too much of my time and getting in the way of my progress, getting in the way of the things I need to be doing. I know better. Like, we all know what we need to do. We just don't do it. It's just that simple. Like, we have the things in our minds like, hey, you should take this step, and this step. But to us, we're like, I'm not going to do that because fear says, what are you, stupid? What are you, crazy? That's never going to happen. So we crumble into the pressure and we just stay there. And then we find outlets to numb that fear. But it's not going away. So first thing is, stop waiting for the perfect situation. Second thing is, use the resources you have right now. If you need to find a place to record, use Riverside. I had to do some homework on, where I'm going to record my, my videos, and Riverside's been very good. But I had to go do my research, right? Had to get past, that excuse of, I don't have the resources. So stop waiting for it to be perfect. Look at the resources you have around you. And then the third thing is eliminate the distractions. Eliminate them. Mine was 2K. And another thing is spending less time on social media. I got to build something now. It's my responsibility to do that. So I got to spend less time on things that aren't helping me out. Am I perfect? No. Am I saying you have to do this? Absolutely not. This is something I did for myself because I felt like in order for me to start really getting going, I need to just give up some things. Maybe you need to cut out some subscriptions. I cut out Disney Plus. I cut out my online gaming. I paid like $10 for that. I just got rid of it because I wanted to invest in something like Riverside and something that will actually help me. And again, everyone's situation is different. I'm not recommending you go do that, but that's what I did for, my situation. My wife wanted to get rid of Disney Plus too for other reasons, but it was good to have that off our books because I can go invest in something else, right? So analyze your situation and take action. I want to play a video for you guys, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to share the audio, of course, but I want you to really think about how this is going to help you out. So I'm going to play the video, and here we go.
I have mostly lived a life dominated by doubt and fear. What are your thoughts on how I can step into bravery?
I actually took this question from Twitter and I answered the question in one word. You've lived a life dominated by doubt and fear. How do you step into bravery? Step. That's how you step into bravery. Take the step. Step aggressively towards your fear. And that step towards your fear is the step into bravery. Because we're scared of what we don't know. And there's only one way to learn and to know, and that is to confront that fear. You have to step, you have to go. And this simple action, this simple attitude, it answers so many questions. So many questions. How do you get to the gym every day? You step. You go. How do you change your diet? You step. You go. How do you overcome fear of failure, or fear of success, or fear of fear itself? You step. And how do you face the fear of the unknown? You step. Don't wait anymore. Don't think anymore. Don't plan anymore. Don't contemplate anymore. Don't make any more excuses or justifications. Don't rationalize anything else. No, no, and no. Instead, be aggressive. Take action now. And what is the first action that you need to take? What's the first step you need to take? The first step you need to take is just that. Step.
Man, that is it's powerful. Definitely something I feel challenged by. And if you're in a situation where you're looking at your resources and you're feeling like, man, I'm not going to get started, just take a step. Just get started. Like, stop letting fear steal your dreams. Just stop. You know, we're better than that. We know we can do more. We know we can function as the people we're capable of, as the men we can be in our society. We have it in us. It's in us already. We just have to take that step. And like you said, we're always going to be afraid of what we don't know. That's normal. That's okay. But we just got to take that step. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode today. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this content. And I will catch you on the next episode.